Hi, this is Idaho State University Athletic Director Jeff Tingey, and you are listening to my third podcast of 2017. It's become a good trend. We've had fun with it. I've gotten a lot of great comments from our listeners. We've sent this out via email, I think, which is working well, but we've gotten more response from Facebook, Twitter, and our website. We'll continue to do that, and we may have to back off from the emails. So to everyone who gets this from email, I'm going to send it to you this week, and then beginning next week, we're just going to stick with the website, with our Twitter account, our Facebook account, both the universities and mine, and we'll get it out that way. As I've mentioned before, I'm trying to be progressive. I'm trying to tell stories in a way that we haven't done before, and this is new for me, and this technology is fun. I'm having fun with it, and I get to talk to some great athletes. And this week, sitting across from me is Justin Franz from the ISU track and field team, one of the best throwers in the nation right now. Justin, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah. So can you? You're from Rigby, Idaho, correct?
Yeah, I'm actually from Manan, Idaho, which is just outside Rigby.
Manan. I ran a race a couple years ago on the Manan Buttes. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Ran up one, around, back down, back up. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you'll never see me do that. So.
Yeah. And there was actually, it was so strange, because we got up to the top, and there were some Boy Scouts camping in the middle, and they're just looking at us going, "You're running at 6 in the morning, it's freezing cold, what is this?" But that's a cool place.
Yeah, it is.
Are those volcanoes? Is that what they were?
I guess they're volcanoes. I guess they're not active, obviously, so.
But you've never hiked to the top?
I've hiked them,
Oh,
yes,
you have?
but you're not going to see me run.
Well, it started as a run, and then it turned into a hands-on knees power hike.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nature walk, yeah.
Nature walk, that's exactly right. Well, good. So tell us about you. I mean, for the listeners, the viewers, we're on Facebook Live today as well.
Well, I mean, this is my last year at ISU. It's my last semester. I'm a business management major, with emphasis on operations, so I'm excited to be done with that. About me, I guess I've been married about a year and a half. My wife and I just bought our first house here in Pocatello.
Oh, great.
Got a dog, so we're living that.
You even have a kid. All right.
Oh, yeah, basically.
Oh, yeah, you have to clean up after them. They poop in places that you don't like. And
yeah, he's fun, though. He's really smart, so takes care of himself.
What kind of dog?
He's half German, half Australian Shepherd.
Wow.
So, yeah, my wife and I, we met here at ISU, so ISU's treated me pretty well so far. So, yeah, and like you said, I'm from Manan, Idaho. Been in Idaho my whole life and love it.
Good. So with that business management major, what would you like to do with that?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Maybe stay in school, get an MBA. All figured out.
You know, that's the beauty, though, of a business degree. It can work in so many different areas. I've got a brother-in-law who played football here, and he's in med school right now. He's in his residency, and I'd said, hey, I've got a student athlete that's coming up that wants to go to med school, just starting out. Any recommendations? And he said, yeah, have him get a business degree.
Wow.
I thought, business degree? He said, absolutely. It's the one thing I wish I had, because yes, I know the medical stuff. I got that in med school, but said so many future doctors are going in getting business degrees before they go to med school. So you could go to med school.
No. No, not me.
You don't want to cut people open?
No, it's not really my thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. So for many of our listeners, they may not know this, but 4 times this year already you've been the Big Sky Conference Field Athlete of the Week. What comes with that? I mean, I can say this. We've never had a 4-time Athlete of the Week, and I think 4-time in 4 years, I don't think we've ever had that, and yet in a period of 3 months. Any thoughts on that?
You know, I don't know. It's exciting. They post it on social media. I don't really know. I just go out and do my thing, and whatever they decide to do. It's exciting, you know, that I get a little recognition for the work I've put in, but, you know, it's whatever.
Well, good, good. So you've had your season best this year, if I've got it right, 59 feet, 8 1/4.
Mhm.
How does that compare to your previous 3 years?
Well, I mean, I came in my freshman year. I mean, there's a big difference from high school to collegiate, and it took me a little bit to make that adjustment. I did okay my freshman year. Still placed at a conference meet, and then I took 2 years off to serve an LDS mission, and I had to come back and kind of relearn everything. So my sophomore year was kind of a relearning period, and then last year, there was a lot of glimpses of big throws. Practices, warm-ups, plenty of fouls during meets that were big throws. And so I think the difference this year is all that work I'd put in kind of just lined up. So those big throws that I had in practice or in warm-ups or fouls before, I started doing those in competition and getting consistent. So.
Yeah. Oh, good. I've been down that road. I ran track and field in college as well, and served in an LDS mission, and I can empathize. That sophomore year was miserable.
It's rough, yeah.
Yeah, it's competing against everybody else who's been competing for years and not having a 2-year hiatus. So, well, good. So you've thrown 59 8 1/4. You're leading the Big Sky Conference, which is a great feat. We're extremely proud of you. Excited for the future. What do you see in the future for this year, indoor season and outdoor season?
Well, I mean, we're kind of coming to the pinnacle of indoor season, and obviously we have the Big Sky Championships this week, and it's going to be a tough competition. There's some other good throwers in the Big Sky who are doing some good things, so it's going to be a tough field on Friday, that's for sure. I think if we can make it through that, get some rest, get into a good training groove for outdoors, and I mean, really, sky's the limit.
Yeah.
That's as throwers, we say there's no finish line,
Yeah.
and that's really true. And there's really no limit to what we can do this year. And this is it for me. So I got to go out with a bang and make some big throws.
Oh, good. Last week you went and competed at a meet at Ohio State University. A big school like that. I'm sure it was national competition. Tell us about that. What was that like?
That was a lot of fun. I guess it's not very often we get that opportunity to go out. I'd never been that far away from home either, so it was an experience. Riding the airplane out there and getting to be out there for a few days and see, something different than the Big Sky.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun to see some big throwers, some big schools. Some of the top throwers in the nation were there. And so to have the opportunity to compete, it was unique, and it was a lot of fun, and I think it was good for me mentally to kind of see what I'm up against outside of the Big Sky.
You finished second at that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How many competitors were there?
There was probably, I'd probably say 16 or 18 throwers. So.
And just probably big names, big schools, and you were right there with them, right?
Yeah. That was kind of the fun part. Is there's some like I said, some of the best throwers in the country, and to be able to be in a field with them competing was fun.
Good. Do you have a set mark that you're gunning for? That's your goal for the end of the year, or you'd like to get to that, or?
Well, I'd like to throw a 20-meter throw. That's kind of that's a huge goal.
Yeah.
Considering I'm only just thrown 18 meters so far. I think my first goal is to make it to nationals, for one. My second goal would be to become an All-American. It's been a while since there's been an ISU athlete that's had that opportunity. And then, if those two things can happen and then throw 20 meters, I'd be happy.
That's good. Where do you stand in that qualifying mark for nationals?
Indoors is a little tough. They only take top 16, so I'm sitting top 40 right now. Some big things would have to happen this week for that to happen. Outdoors is a little different. They split it up, between regions, and the chance to go outdoors is a little bit better, and we'll be much farther along in our training. And I think there's a good chance come May and June we can be at nationals.
Good. Good for you. Good luck in that. Track and field is seen by many and as an individual sport. It's you and your event. You're trying to compete to the best of your ability, and it's you against your competitors. There's no passing or things like that, as there are in other sports. And yet, at the very end, track and field is a team sport for a team championship. Everyone's points add up to the total to help us win. With the dynamic of the existing track team here at ISU, do you see yourself as a leader on the team? You know, being a national leader and a Big Sky Conference leader, do you see yourself as a leader, and how does that kind of fit into who you are and your style as a person?
Well, I mean, as a group of throwers, we're pretty unique compared to the rest of the team. We kind of do our own thing, and so I'd say, yeah, I guess I'd be a leader among the throwers for sure. Also being the only senior in that group, there's a lot of young throwers, so I think I'd take that role, and it's fun to be a leader with that group. They're a good group. You know, just being one of the few seniors, I guess, overall on the team. You know, there's a few of us that I think have that leadership role, and it's fun to be in that position. You know, where it is still an individual sport, but we also count on each other. Mm-hmm. And you know, we each have somebody that we look up to, and we feed off of each other, and it comes into play, you know, at those conference championships too, when those other teammates are cheering for you, and it all comes together at the end, and as a team, it's a lot of fun to be together. And, you know, we're also pretty lucky to have conference here, you know, so those other teammates who didn't make the conference meet can be there cheering you on, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, good for you. Well, I think that's about it from my standpoint. Let me ask one final question, different than everything else. For all of our listeners and viewers, your favorite thing to do outside of track and field and outside of school?
Well, most of my days off, I watch plenty of TV. I could go fishing.
Yeah.
Just take off and go up on Snake River and go fishing for a few hours.
Good. Oh man, that's a great sport too. Nice and relaxing, and yet has the thrill and excitement. Good for you.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're going to let Justin go. He's as with all of our student athletes, he's got school, he's got practice, he's got weightlifting, but we appreciate the time that you spent with us.
Thank you.
And best of luck this weekend at the Big Sky Conference Championships, which are here on our campus in Holt Arena. So thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, we will let Justin go. As I mentioned, he's got class and all of those other things, and so we're just grateful for him, grateful for his leadership, all of the things that he's done. I'm just going to give an update on some of the things that we've got coming up this week. I mentioned the Big Sky Conference Championships, indoor track and field on our campus. You know, I've got to say, our indoor facility is exceptional. It's very good. We love it, and you know, our athletes perform very well here. So we're really excited for that. The multi-events begin on Thursday, and they will conclude on Friday morning. The heptathlon and the pentathlon. Really excited for those athletes. You know, we've got a great history of multi-event athletes, and we would expect that to continue this year. So if you'd like to stop by on those, you can. The rest of the Big Sky Conference Championship begins on Thursday afternoon or Friday afternoon at 1:30. Preliminary events and some final events. Justin's final for the shot put is on Friday. So looking forward to that. You know, come cheer him on. It's a great venue. There's not many bad seats in Holt Arena for track and field. So come by. If anyone came this last week to the Simplot Games, that was just as exciting, and this will be even more so with, you know, top caliber, national caliber athletes. Beyond that, women's basketball finishes off their home games this week at Reed Gym. On Thursday at 7, they play the University of Idaho. Saturday at 2 p.m. They play Eastern Washington, and that Saturday game is senior night for our seniors. So love for people to come and support that team. You know, they're streaking at the moment. They're doing very well. They lost a close one on the road at North Dakota, who was tied for first place. And then they won at Northern Colorado, who was also tied for first place, beat them by 10. So they're, as Coach Sobolewski does, they perform very well at the middle and end of the conference season. He's got those the women on the team peaking at the right time. So very excited for them. And then the only other team that's home this weekend besides women's basketball and track is men's tennis. They compete on Saturday in Reed Gym. Guys, 10 a.m., right? 10 a.m. versus Northern Colorado, so it's a conference matchup. We've seen great improvement in the last couple of years with our new coaches, Mark Riddell and Gretchen Maloney. Great coaches. We're very excited for them for the future. And, you know, we've got very young squads, too. So a lot of success to come for many years. That's all from me today. Again, this is Jeff Tingey, Idaho State Athletics. Appreciate everyone who listens and tunes in for this. We will continue to do it every week. The beauty of this is that it doesn't necessarily have to be on a Monday. It can be whatever day of the week and whatever time, and so we'll keep doing that. We'll promote it. But to all of our fans, thank you very much. Have a great day, and go Bengals.